Alright, good morning guys. It's Sunday morning. I'm down in the workshop. I want to try to get the rudder off today, but the weather is still not exactly agreeable. But I don't want to uncover the boat with that in the bay. So, we're going to work on the blocks. So I already have 3 of them stripped down. Tuning forks inside. And we'll be stripping all the old crap varnish off of these. But I'm going to get all of these taken down too. So we got a whole bunch of blocks. These were all good quality old blocks. I don't know what the manufacturer is, but it says MB and it has like a little stylized thing. I don't know what that's supposed to be. The letters MB stand for Merriman Bros. Incorporated. Merriman Bros. Was a megaphone and yacht hardware manufacturer that operated a factory in the Jamaica Plain neighborhood of Boston from 1898 until 1963, when it was sold and moved to Hingham, Mass., eventually ceasing operations in 1967. Maverick was built in 1962, making these some of the last blocks ever produced at that Jamaica Plain factory. The logo is a trident. Anyway, these are old, but they're in good condition. None of them are actually rotten. So, what we're going to do is get these all disassembled down to parts. And then we're going to utilize my ultrasonic cleaner, which it's on heat mode now, so it's just slowly heating up. So in there we have about a quarter extreme simple green, which is like aviation cleaner, but since we're cleaning mostly bronze bits, it'll be good. It's non-caustic. And some distilled water. So anyway, we'll get these guys all stripped down, and then we'll get all the bits in the basket, and hopefully by then that'll be warmed up. And then, once we clean up the wood, we're going to mix up some boat soup. So we have Stockholm pine tar from George Kirby Paint Company, boiled linseed oil. Let's get to it. That shackle's friggin' mangled. My primary objective here is to just get the sheaves cleaned up. Alright, so last one. So I'm getting the old varnish out of the screw slots, so I can actually take the screws out. Once again, very similar to what I do with the bunged screws, except in this case it's varnish instead of glue. There we go. Alright, and I'll just a few of these. So you got the pin there. And it'll have a cross pin on one side. See the cross pin? And it'll have the corresponding recesses on one side. It's an anti-rotational pin. And then our sheave. So these are going to go in the basket for the ultrasonic cleaner. We'll get all the old grease out of those. There's our tuning fork. There's our wooden body. These on the shelf over here. And our ultrasonic cleaner is up to temp, so I'm just going to quickly bang all these out, and I'll catch you when I'm done with that. So I do want to make a point here. If you have blocks and you want to sand them, take them apart and then sand them down. Because you can see right here, this screw head has no slot anymore because it's been so heavily sanded down. And this one barely had one, so I'm going to have to take this plate off and then just drive the pin through because I can't, or just pry up on this because there's nothing to grab onto on that screw head. So take your blocks apart when you go to refinish them. This one, so that's going to need to be epoxied with pins driven across. All right, so this is up to temperature. Achoo! So that's not all of them. I still have a good few to disassemble, but I also have all the other little bits that, the bits and those tuning forks and stuff that I want to ultrasonic as well. So we'll do this in a few runs. Alright, so it's at 40°C, which, I don't know, I don't speak Celsius, but this thing only speaks Celsius, so whatever. So, set it for 30 minutes. So I'm going to go find some hearing protection, because that is a horrible sound. All right, so those sheaves have had a half an hour in the ultrasonic. So I'm gonna go turn on the air compressor and I'll show you the next step. All right, so I only have 2 blocks left to do. I'm actually gonna put some rubber gloves on. I have this bucket of clean hot water. See, it's all green. That one's got a little bit of mung still in it, so that'll go back in. Alright, so at this point, you're going to want to just use a little bit of oil. Obviously, these are going to get greased before they get reassembled, but I'm just going to use a little bit of gun oil. Oil's oil, basically, this sort of application. Put a couple drops in the moving bits. So you can see these are very nice bronze sheaves. They have bronze rollers on spring clips inside. A good bit of bearing grease when I go to reassemble these. These will be perfect. All right. I'm gonna disassemble the last two of these, and then we'll get another load set up for the Ultrasonic. All right, so Maverick is a traditional boat who doesn't have any winches, except for one. So I went and found this guy. We'll disassemble this, and we'll put it in the tank as well. And this thing's tiny, like 2 inches tall by a little over 2 inches at the base. And this is a very simple winch. I have a little pawl and a little spring, and that's it. And I also have a couple of other little blocks that were there. And this block was attached to the gooseneck, so I'll get that one off as well. Oh, and by the way, in case you're wondering what this tool is, this is a homemade red oak horizontal mallet. It's a tree I cut down somewhere around here for firewood. And I picked a nice piece and made a mallet out of it. The white stuff is actual pitch pine sap from that tree I cut down by the driveway to get the boat in. All right, one block left. fresh pot of hot water. Let these dry, let that go, and go to the dump. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and epoxy this broken one. Alright, that's about a 12-hour cure time epoxy. So this one is still in pretty damn good condition, so we're gonna just set that aside and leave it be. Sanding with some 80 grit. I'm going to do 80 and I'm going to take it up to 150 and call it a day, because this stuff is, these are not going to be like finely finished items. Just going to get coated in boat soup and hauled aloft. Alright, I'm not going to bring it up to 150. As I said, these are just getting coated in boat soup anyway. I'm going to take this little scraper and just get any loose stuff out of the inside of these. Alright, let's make some boat soup. some more loose oil. Oh, that stuff smells so good. So freaking good. So I'm thinking I'll just fill this the rest of the way with tar. I don't think I've ever encountered a wood finish that smells so bloody good. This stuff, get down in the checks in this piece of oak. Little Dunkaroozy. Alrighty, so there's all of our blocks except for the one that's got epoxy setting over here, and this one that's in great condition. Anyway, I got this cardboard edge protector thing, so that's acting as a angle, and it's troughing all the drippings down into this bucket. So yeah. I wish you guys could smell what it smells like down here. It's delightful. But then I use pine tar soap too, so I don't know. It's a very familiar smell. First time, at least in this life, that I've used boat soup, but I don't think it's the first time I ever have. Anyway, I am Matt. This is the Saving Maverick channel. So thank you guys for tuning in. This has been an interesting day, interesting experience. This is not the last you're going to see of these blocks here. Because we got the other two there that are going to be dealt with. And then obviously there's going to be reassembly and everything, greasing the bearings and all that stuff. But anyway, for now, that's it. It's like 5 o'clock on a Sunday, so I got to get upstairs, eat some dinner, and start thinking about wrapping the day up. So anyway, if you guys enjoy this content, please hit that subscribe button, hit the bell next to it so you're notified of every video that I upload. Like, share, comment, all that good stuff. It all helps me. It helps the channel grow and get seen by more people, and yeah, it's just good for everyone involved. So anyway, I will see you guys next week. Bye. All right, guys. So it is the Thursday after the main footage for this video was filmed. So we're down in the cellar looking at the blocks. These are all mostly dry on the surface now. A little bit of tack on the inside. So we're going to let these dry out nearly fully. We don't need to let them get completely dry because we still want them to take up more soup. And what we'll do is we'll keep dunking them and drying them and dunking them and drying them until they are basically black, which would have been the traditional way to do it. This varnished one, this was the spare that they had on board the boat in one of the cubbies, which is why it's in fairly good condition. I'll probably end up just dunking this guy too. This one here, this is the one that had that big crack in it. It's totally epoxied. Can't even tell. Looks good, and that was dunked a couple days ago. That's the little one. This is actually a newer block. This is from, I believe, it's from the same company, but it's from after they were bought out and moved to Hingham. Between 63 and 67 somewhere. But, yeah. So these all look good. And these are going to be black as tar, literally, when they're done. All right. See you guys on Saturday. Bye.